The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Now, the author of The Path of Least Resistance and the Tech Insider, David White.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is a gorgeous Monday, August 13th. It is Left-Handers Day, an annual event when left-handers everywhere can celebrate increased public awareness of the advantages and disadvantages of being left-handed. I don't know. Everybody says left-handers are different. I've never found it to be that much, but everybody says they tend to be more artistic and more athletic, maybe. Kind of hard to say. But, don't know. I don't know if it's that big a deal. I think it used to have a stigma in school and people forced to be right-handed, but I think all that's kind of drifted away now. And, of course, probably a pretty good thing if you're a baseball player being left-handed, right-handed pitcher. But other than that, scissors now, in the olden days, you can't be a seamstress. We don't have left-handed scissors, probably in the olden days. But now, probably not a big difference. Gorgeous day down here in Florida, about 92 degrees, 158% humidity. Just walked out, felt like a dish rag. We've got about 2 months where the weather's kind of tough. The rest of the year when it's just always better than the rest of the world. But we've got that wonderful kind of just beautiful day out here, other than being extremely dishwater or dish rag humid out there. But we've got about a few more weeks of that. Of course, it is the happiest day of the year in most places in the United States. That is, the kids going back to school. Make sure and watch out for them as they're running around. But yes, I know house moms all over the United States are cheering the fact that the kids are going back to school. If they haven't gone back to school going back to school this week, they're going back next, or probably Monday. Most down here, I think, are either Monday or Wednesday this week. Saw a sign as I was going down the street, I think said Wednesday for one of the local schools. I'm not exactly sure how all that works out, but they're all going back. But everybody happy. Of course, I love that Staples ad where they all sing I think it's Andy Williams sings it's the happiest day of the year for Staples. And, of course, it's time to come in and get all your wonderful back-to-school things. But kind of interesting. But we'll get to the market, and I had to dance for a little while because there isn't a whole lot happening. Market went down to basically 1370, 1397. It's about 2 points higher than that on the S&P, and that's it. What do we have for volume? This is starting to get rather ridiculous. 1.49 billion shares on the consolidated New York Stock Exchange. I'm wondering how much of all of the volume was night trading, and that now that they've taken off the machines there, just how much business night trading was doing for high-frequency traders. And everybody kind of standing back and taking a look, making sure that they're not going to have the same kind of problems that night trading had. But kind of interesting. Maybe they read them the Riot Act at the exchange, especially since the exchange basically said that 95% of the trades that Knight did were going to stand. Knight really could fight them for a while, but court cases have pretty much said that whatever the exchange says is what the law is. And I don't know of anybody that's really successfully chased them down the street and made them pony up, but maybe people haven't, it just hadn't come to light. In the news, Motorola Mobility, which is now, of course, part of Google. They bought them mostly for the patents. They've got about 25,000, actually 20,000 employees. About 4,000 of them are going to be reduced over the next 6 months. and they're going to retask the people left at Motorola to go and work on next generation phones well in advance of what we see today. So kind of retasking them, kind of like NASA is being retasked. No more manned flights for us in NASA. It's all about other things, but. From most of the documentation out there, it is going to be those 16,000 people left aimed directly at making new hardware and additional technology available to smartphone users. Much like we talked about on Friday night, that Microsoft's already into building the second generation of their tablet even before their first tablet has come out. They're already hiring people for the second generation, and it's almost all in materials design, plastics, all the manufacturing processes of basically making glass more resilient, making interfaces that can actually feel how hard you're pressing. There's just a ton of stuff that these big companies are going to be working on and for. Motorola is probably going to be the arm of Google that does that on that side. Microsoft, of course, doing its own. Apple probably knee-deep in it also. They've already had some patents for pressure-sensitive understanding of users' input. But everything that Motorola's press releases come out basically say that that's what they're going to be, designing hardware and interface products basically aimed at new smartphone development. Japanese missed their GDP numbers, came in at 1.4% versus the 2.3% expected. That kind of set the markets a little off, especially with Japan still working very hard to repair the tsunami damage that they can't get positive results with all the rebuilding they're doing there. Says that when the rebuilding is over, they're going to have an even tougher time. So Japan's still looking very weak. Pretty much set the tone for the market in the open, lower in the markets. And much like we've seen in the last week, 10 days, as soon as the bottom of the market's in, we're right back to 1,400, and at the end of the day, maybe they'll push it up a couple of points, push it down a couple of points, and that's been it. But we are seeing a very, very flat market. The VIX has come down to 1408 is the last reading I have for it. That is going to pretty much say that we've got a market that's you're getting into where you can look at puts in some options now being actually cheaper than owning the actual equity, and a good way to take off risk. At pretty much at 12 or 11 on the VIX, I'd pretty much exclusively start playing options just because your risk reward is so huge. Any kind of differential pop, you can get 3 or 4 or 5 points on the VIX. The implied volatility is going to balloon your options. Great way to make money fairly quickly if you can find the right stocks. But there's no guarantee when this is going to be over. Part of this may be a function of everybody going back to school. For years, the last 2 weeks of August were bone dry for volume. Maybe we're getting back to that same kind of week, but since they're all going back to school, you got to figure the bosses will be back from the Hamptons, and probably start seeing some action very quickly. I've been watching some of the uranium stocks, and some of them look like maybe they'd started coming off the bottom a little bit. One thing Friday that happened is a judge in the appellate court stopped all nuclear licensing, basically saying that even though the government said that they were complying with everything, they didn't say what would go wrong if they were wrong. And it's kind of unclear as whether the judge actually has that power or not. But at the same time, politics is more and more becoming an issue of what a judge says it is. And of course, what they call the activist judges. But basically, 14 reactors awaiting license renewal and an additional 16 reactors awaiting permits for new constructions are affected. It doesn't look like this is going to be taken care of before the election, and what makes me think that this was probably somewhat politically motivated to take it off the table until after the election. Google has had their cars out and driving now for about over a year in California, the last 4 or 5 months in Florida and Nevada. They've got 300,000 miles now on their Google's self-driving cars, and they haven't had one single accident under the computer control, but there have been a couple of accidents with people driving them. Kind of interesting. There are, I think, California, Nevada, and Florida are the only places that it's legal for them to test drive their cars so far. Both fairly nice and not a whole lot of bad weather. My question would be, how well do these cars react when it's raining hard, bumper-to-bumper traffic, some of the other issues that come in those. Right now, all these cars do have a human behind it that can flip a switch and go to manual driving at any time. But I don't know. I kind of like driving my car. I hate the thought that one day I'm going to just be an automaton being dragged back and forth in a taxi. Facebook brain drain. Facebook spokeswoman on Thursday said that Ethan Beard, the director of platform partnerships, Kate Mitnick, platform marketing director, and Jonathan Mattis, a mobile platform marketing manager, and Ben Bloomfield, design manager, have all left in the last week or so and resigned from the company. These guys have all taken jobs in other big companies like Google or Microsoft or other places. We saw Zynga start to offer options in its stock last week to basically stave this off. No such real work so far in Facebook trying to do that, but we continue looking for Thursday this week, where Facebook is going to find probably a fresh level of selling, even though you're going to see probably some fighting and trying to keep the stock a little bit flat, and so they can distribute the stock into it. Remember, just October, November, and late November is going to be another huge spate of lockups. Doesn't look good for Facebook. If you were thinking about buying it, I'd certainly wait until all of the major selling is over, which is not going to be until the end of November. When we come back, Nook is dropping its tablet prices pretty much in response to what Google has. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Kate Stalter's exciting newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, has just launched, and now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial. Every Wednesday afternoon, Kate sends out her weekly newsletter to her subscribers, where she focuses on small cap stocks with market caps under $2 billion, as well as low priced equities with share prices ranging from $5 to $12. Kate tracks a variety of stocks with a combination of strong technical support and solid fundamentals. Many of the stocks featured will be recent IPOs. These newer issues are often some of the biggest price gainers in the market and provide an excellent opportunity for substantial gains if timed correctly. You can catch Kate Stalter live on Tiger TV with her Small Cap Roundup every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and visit TFNN.com right now to get your 2-week free trial to her brand new newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, while locking in the low introductory monthly rate of only $37.50 per month, almost a 50% discount. Act now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, Kate Stalter, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Master Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And as we come back, looking a little bit at the Nook tablet pricing. Nook color now is down to $149 from $169. The 8 gigabyte version is $179, down from $199. The 16 gigabyte tablet is now $199 from $249. I suspect these guys have about 6 more months in business. There just isn't a whole lot of reason to be buying these things. Just the Nexus 7 looks to be tearing everybody apart at the low end of the scale, still having a lot of problems getting those Nexus 7 Google tablets out, but they pretty much just smoke everything that's out there. And if you're thinking about paying $150, looks like people are more than willing to pay $250 for a 16 gigabyte version or 8 gigabyte version. Which one? Yeah, I think it's 16 gigabyte version for $250. They're readily available, but for the bigger version, the 8 gigabyte version, I think is readily available. 16 gigabyte version is still a little bit tough to get, but for $250, pretty much smokes everything in the low end, and I would say just about as good as the iPad at the high end. Of course, Microsoft releasing its Surface tablet come the 26th of October. Looks like that's going to rule the high end. So high end pretty much looks like Apple or Microsoft's got that wrapped up. Probably mid-size. Apple's still going to compete at the $500, $600, $700 range, and the Nexus 7 and Google looks like they're really wiping everybody up at the low end. I just don't see a lot of reason for this Color Nook and some of the other ones out there. Probably a decent e-reader for black and white, but that's about it. IPOs, there's only one this week. If you miss the Tech Insider Hour with Tom O'Brien on Friday, we went through just how huge the fall off for coming IPOs is. Most of these people were getting into it at the very end before crowdfunding starts. And we're trying to get them out the door. Of the last 3 weeks, only about 40% of the IPOs have actually priced and gone out the door. We only have one now. It's High Crush Partners. Produces frac sands used in recovering hydrocarbons from oil, natural gas wells. Plans to raise $225 million. To tell you the truth, it's been as well as there's a competing company that hasn't been doing well. Maybe I'll think about them in the break and bring up their chart. But been kind of weak. This basically Kramer had been pumping the first company in this business. And it's kind of hard to see. A lot of those companies, I think, have already hit their highs. Probably will come out just because the energy sector, especially with rising prices right now in crude, probably doesn't look too bad. But $225 million, going to offer 11 million shares at a price range of $19 to $21. Looks like the only one that has a chance because it's the only one coming out this week. But we'll keep an eye on that. And a paper going to come out, I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. IBM researchers are claiming a huge breakthrough in spintronics for memory. Spintronics is already used today in the hard drive you have in your PC. Basically, the spin of an electron around an atom can easily be seen by a electrical field and know whether they call it up or down, but just imagine the Earth could spin left or right instead of just in one direction. Basically, you can set those the directions of the electron's spin around the atom in one or two ways, either up, down. I like to think of it as left, right, or clockwise or counterclockwise. But you use that every day already, just because a test of the magnetism is a lot easier to figure out on very tiny amounts of atoms, and that's led to the density we now have in hard drives. So it's been used for the last 15 years. The idea is actually to do this for an extended amount of time. Right now, doing this in memory has been an effort and futility because the effect only lasts about 1/30th of a second, not long enough for most modern electronics. Anyway, IBM is claiming that they've got the ability to boost this into useful time frames, and if it could, we're probably looking at orders of magnitude faster memory, let me put it that way, and faster processors. Anyway, look for that announcement, maybe a bounce in IBM.
Would you like a personal update from Tom O'Brien as to what equities he's trading and what his daily trading plan is before the market opens each morning? Every market day, Tom O'Brien sends out his daily newsletter, Market Insights, to hundreds of subscribers that rely on his daily recommendations when it comes to navigating these highly volatile markets we're dealing with. As recently as May 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out all 5 open positions for a combined profit of over 68% in one day. Profits ranged from 6.5% to over 24%, and all of these trades had been initiated within the previous 30 days. Now is the perfect time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's explosive trading newsletter, Market Insights, an $85 value. Tom breaks down the market each morning with his market take and provides trade recommendations including precise stops and target profit zones, leaving nothing left to guessing. Log on to TFNN.com today and sign up for your 2-week free trial. Make sure you're a subscriber the next time Market Insights subscribers close out multiple winning trades. Take action and sign up for your free trial today. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
There's been some debate on whether or not Draghi's comment that he'll do anything necessary was backed up by the ECB. Now notes have come out, the same kind of notes we get about our Fed, the Fed minutes, have come out and show that 7 of the members of the 23-member governing council did not immediately agree, and of course didn't agree at all actually, about Draghi's bond buying program, that the central banker would have difficulty actually implementing his policies, and they brought up a lot of flies in the ointment for what he was trying to do. Most of the 7 members were from productive states like Germany, making me think that, of course, Germany was going to take the brunt of the cost of these programs. They didn't actually outline who bought them, but the debate when he made that statement was whether or not he had already gotten support, or if he was just going to announce something and then try to ask for forgiveness later. And it looks very much like he was asking for forgiveness later instead of trying to get everybody lined up before this and then kind of make them put the heat on them if they didn't. More and more it looks like, though, that Germany is not going to come along for the ride to be the sugar daddy of Europe. Google is buying Frommer's, the book about traveling all over the world. And it looks like Google is starting to work on going after businesses like Expedia and some of the other travel sites and Kayak. More and more, it looks like they're going to integrate this into their mapping software, so you can say, I want to go somewhere, hit a button, and find out how, the best flights to get to a particular city very quickly. It's going to be kind of interesting to have an integrated system with the likes of Google backing it. But we'll have to see how far they go down that road. With Apple splitting apart from their mapping system, they may be thinking of vertical integration of all these revenue-boosting systems. But buying Frommer's is the first step in that. No reason to buy that if you're not willing to go a little bit further. So I suspect that we'll see Expedia, Kayak, and some of these other Orbitz, some of these other companies find Google as a competitor fairly soon. Groupon earnings are out after the bell. We're seeing a little bit of movement, up about 27 cents, up about a little over 3.5% for Groupon. It is heavily shorted. If by some miracle they come out with some real earnings, they may not be real, but it won't matter. Basically, the people on Wall Street have shorted this stock from the moment it came out. You'll have a real hard time finding any shares. So if it does pop, let's say to $10 or something like that, my guess is you still won't have an opportunity to short it as a retail investor. But certainly looks like if it doesn't make its numbers now or doesn't come close, it's going to be very hard for the CEO to maintain his position. Probably within, I would say, 6 months, they're probably going to be calling for his head if he doesn't get this thing turned around fairly quickly. This thing smelt from the beginning, and I suspect going to be an issue for a while. Let's see if there's anything out. That's pretty much it in the news. Very quiet market. We continue to see very quiet volumes. 1.6 billion shares as we come into 238. So that projects out to about 2.4 billion shares by the end of the day. Extreme lighter volume, and of course continue seeing a kind of a pattern where you can short in the morning and they'll just slowly cover by the afternoon, and stocks up a couple points, or off 3 points on the S&P now, but of course they tried to push it up in the morning. Selling came in, selling went away. In fact, all the volume went away, and that's it. It's kind of hard to really get too excited about signals in this extreme light market. The old saying is you don't want to be short a quiet market. I think that the one caveat to that would be at the tops, and that's where you don't want to see all the volume just suddenly disappear or all the volume just come in at the top. Normally it's either a blow-off top or a massive failure without the warning. I'm willing to remain short in this market to see what happens. The options are pointing to a SPY close somewhere around 1370 at the expiration on Friday. So 3 points down, that big a deal? Probably not. But we could get probably on the S&Ps themselves, the cash, 1370, 1360 probably wouldn't be a big haul back here, but there's a few things coming out like Facebook. Some of those may get kind of ugly out here. We're going to look through a couple of the ETFs fairly quickly and see what we've got. We've got this kind of pattern, and if you draw a nice line, this is pretty much it in the entire market, and that is some volume, which was mostly back on the day-night trading blew up. Since then, very light volume and just a black ski down of volume over the last few days. We're looking at the Market Vectors Oil Services EFT. Symbol is OIH. Very, very, very light volume over the last few days. A lot of saber rattling, a lot of issues about ethanol and how that's going to play out. There's not a lot in the way of ethanol plays anymore in this marketplace. It is, let me see if I remember the right, passive, Pacific Ethanol. Let's see. PEIX is the symbol on it. PEIX. When we look at that, finding not a whole lot in there. I guess everybody's pretty much expecting Pacific Ethanol to pretty much go out of business, trading around 30-35 cents here over a number of days. You'd think with the corn moving, if this thing would really pop, but you're probably going to see the laws change on the percentage of ethanol in fuel probably go away. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to be eating the fuel or trying to eat the fuel that you need. And I wonder when that actually is going to come out, but should be fairly interesting. Another one we have is the pharmaceutical holders. They've tried to break out a second time. We really haven't had any sign of strength in them. The ETF for that is PPH. We have gone to a higher high. You would have liked to see some very extensive volume. We got about 170,000 shares in one day, very narrow trading range, and then not much. You've got these little flashes of volume, but they tend to be very narrow trading ranges. People get in and out. Had 632,000 shares on the 7th, but normally you should see something within 3 days if that volume really is going to mean something. We really haven't had anything. When we go to the Qs, could this market make it back up to the top? Well, it could try, but the volume is pathetic in the Qs. It has been another good example here. Let me zoom in here a little bit closer. Not a big surprise that since we've had the first gap up of these, the volume has been kind of falling out. We've had two gaps. Could this be a three-gap play? I would say so if there was decent volume in these gaps, but it hasn't. The last gap we had 42,000 shares on it. Just not enough to really make me think that this is anything other than possibly what Bob Carver calls a polytrend top. Polytrend top, a lot of times, like this in light volume, do develop, and just think of a contact lens, and that's the formation. Right now, that is a big possibility as the pattern that will bear out. Retail holders is another one we want to look at here. If we can get it. Having a little internet problem right here, so hang on just a second. Not exactly sure why we fail every once in a while on this, but this machine does seem to have a problem with the internet every once in a while. Same thing in the ETF holders, RTH for the retail holders. We had a breakout. You had at least similar volume as you got to the high the last time. That was on the 27th of July, and you had 55,000 shares as it made it to the April 27th high that had 490,000 shares, but it closed right back underneath it. Now we've had several days out here. We had high volume or higher volume than the last peak, but normally when you get any kind of movement, there just isn't a whole lot of volume in any of the candles out here. I suspect that these retail holders are going to come right back into this gap and fill it, at least in the retail sector, as soon as the brouhaha over every school going back to school. The numbers that I see are coming in lighter, although a lot of the analysts are claiming a lot stronger back to school sales. We still don't see the kind of business that we've seen in the past, at least in computers and other high-priced item. They're having a lot of people come in, but it's for the low-priced, low-margin equipment. Another one is the Semiconductors Trust. Very, very weak volume as we come back up. Again, last few days, even on a day where we've had not much movement out here, slightly lower in the SMHs. We've got pretty much, a little bit stronger volume. We've got two gap ups in this. Could it be a three-gap play? The third gap being up. Normally, like I said, you see a huge strength in volume and three signs of strength. I'm not looking at any of these being anything jumping off the page as a sign of strength into this market. Let's see what else we have. When we look at the SPYs, same thing. We're awful close to coming up, testing a previous high. But the volume basically says we should roll over any day now with volume around the 90 to 100 million shares in these, but certainly going sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 6 days. Just, especially light volume in these summers. Normally it takes a surprise to get everybody knocked out. I still see the options, which are probably the best indicator we can see now. Friday's expiration show much lower. 1402 on the S&P as we speak. 1.7 billion shares. Again, 2.3 to 2.5 billion shares. I suspect that's going to be the lightest volume day, full day that we're going to have this year. I'll have to go back and look at my notes. But just not a whole lot out there. Other ones, home builders, which is giving and has given a fairly decent signal of these that has made it to the top. XHB is the symbol on that. What we look at it is the May 2nd high, $22.43. Came in with 12 million shares in that high. What we saw on August 9th is 3.6 million shares. So basically what? Almost a little less than a third there. Got a little hammer out here today. But we did go to that high, a dime over it. We have closed below it. And on very, very light volume. The energy on the way up took a lot more time, was about the same, so it's not a huge fall off, but just the very, very light volume, very tight trading range, pretty good indication of distribution at these highs. I wanted to get to Apple. We got a couple of minutes left to see what we have in that. This one has been very weak. It has gone over finally the previous highs. Those were at $620 on April 18th and April 25th, $618. Of course, leading up to the iPhone 5 announcement, which will be the 12th of September, and the 25th is ship date. But you're looking at 32 million shares. What we have in the, let me check that just to make sure. Is that right? Yeah, 7.5 million shares. It has to be a danger sign in all these stocks. I would be very wary of some kind of bad news coming out in Apple with the extremely light volume and passing those two highs. Could it get to 644 on one more gap up? I think so, but you've got to look at these last few days. Every one of these charts is a nice ski slope down. This one's a little less obnoxious than some, but still a nice, I wouldn't call it a green, maybe a blue trail out there on the, not a double diamond or anything nasty, but certainly as one of the strongest stocks out here coming up with it. And I still hear a lot of negative press, at least from the leaks on Apple and what their product is going to be coming out with when we come back. The XLF financial share sector, another one that's gone and nothing but sideways over the last 5 days. 6 days. Same thing, continued volume down. It's got to be pretty scary out there. You don't like to see these markets come up on no volume and then go sideways on even lighter volume. All it takes is one person to say boo. We will be back in a minute.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Time is the great equalizer of all mankind. Time doesn't care about winners or losers, who succeeds or fails. Time only cares that you played the game. Question: are you playing the money game? Is your money working as hard for you as you are for it? I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter service, and we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary. In year 1, we generated a 30% profit. Plus, I provided 26 hours of live coaching to my clients. My daily newsletter service is available by 8 a.m. each day and covers the stock, futures, currency, and commodity markets, along with all the current patterns that you can trade. Each newsletter is packed with education, and it's yours for as little as $3 per day. And for the next 30 days, you can try it risk-free. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage of TFNN.com and begin your journey to great wealth today. If you're waiting for a better tomorrow, remember this: today's tomorrow will soon be yesterday, and your clock is ticking. Mastering Probability. Now is your time.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Now, I'm going through the earnings calendar for the next couple of days. I don't see a lot, I think, that's going to move the marketplace out here as we go into expiration on Friday. We continue to see a market with extremely light volume, and literally I keep on waiting to see whether or not we get anything moving out here. 1403 on the S&P, and 1.7 billion shares continues to see just very light volume in these pushes up and the pushes down, but a lot of stocks continuing to fade. Saw a few blow off tops earlier in the morning in very light trading. I imagine we continue to see more of that. One of the stocks I wanted to get to, at least ETFs, is the Cohen and Steers Realty Major, the ICF. This one has made a pretty good sign that it is topped out, even though it did get to pretty much the equivocal volume of previous highs and double the last high, it pretty much faded pretty much off, and that gap up into the last high on October 3rd was nothing more than a little blow-off top. It's now gotten back under the previous May 1st high that had 500,000 shares, but one of the things that I use is, of course, my power law vector indicator. Show you just how light the energy was up into that drive. We basically had about half the energy of the last move into that top. And you had some decent volume, basically twice as much as the last high, but of course it closed under that high and has continued to close back under it. I suspect it's going back under that, and probably the low 76s back here to fill the gap up. Gap did happen on decent volume, but a lot of times, especially in these housing stocks lately, it has been a short market. Continues to have some difficulties holding these up. I just wanted to see IYM. I wanted to look at that before we were done. Continue to be in the materials sectors in the sector index fund, the IYM, right up against previous highs. $65.11 on May 29th, had 450,000 shares. Tried to go over it on June 20th with 220,000. On July 5th with 200,000. We've gone up the last couple of days with 118, 69,000 on Friday, and very light 59,000 shares today, and probably going to close back under that 65.11, I suspect, here over the next few days. Had a real push for the crude, and I'm going to suspect that we've seen that kind of, we've got gold off about $9 today. We've got crude off about 14 cents, but it had hit into that 94 level on crude. It's come back into the 92s. I suspect it's going to slowly pull back as the dollar strengthens. Dollar right now $82.47, off about 16 cents. I suspect it's getting energy to go a little higher. $88 on the dollar index seems like a likely target now. We continue to see Apple, of course, on very light volume. So as we go into this end of the day, almost no volume out here. We have to continue to wonder how long this light volume, no movement in the market will take. I'm betting on the downside here, but we can all see what it has. We're almost to the end of the show. We had Mr. Greenspan slated. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time for him here today, so maybe he'll call back another day. He wasn't calling it out. I'm just kidding. Anyway, you all have a great and safe day. Look for a Groupon after hours tonight. The only thing I can see that probably will move a little bit, but that'll be it. Maybe we'll have time for Greenspan tomorrow. See you later.